Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Let's have a little discussion.
Push the weight, enough flex. Alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Happy Thanksgiving. As you know, if you're listening to this, it's the day before Thanksgiving, and this is just a spinoff of words. I remember when Trill Bill and Devin was trying to make the Tank Davis fight a few years ago now. Bill, running around and saying Happy Thanksgiving. He wanted to fight, and we were told that nobody makes offers to Tank, and Tank makes the offers. The A side, right? All right. There was never any offer. I don't care who you listen to. I don't care how you spin it. Try to spin it. He's the A side. So he was supposed to get things done, and he never got it done. All right. At this point, Devin has let that go. He moved on with his career. He's doing bigger and better things. He has a better resume. He's making more money. So they go hand in hand. The resume and the money goes hand in hand, because once you start talking about resume, low bottom feeder thinkers, they start talking about this kid's bad, meaning his money. And Devin has more money than him. Devin is his own boss. Devin's calling the shots in his own career. Yet he's hated and this kid is loved. And it goes to show you how backwards this world is. We're living in a world where women love to be independent, but when they get themselves into trouble, they look around and ask why the men didn't help. We're living in a world where 12-year-olds could gang up on a 30-year-old woman and her child, a 30-year-old sickly woman, and jump her. And instead of the community holding the kids and those parents accountable, they're blaming the school system and not their kids who run amok. We're living in a society where these single women have been enabled by the government, and they enable each other, and they raise these feminine boys like Tank Davis. I repeat, like Tank Davis, which is why all of these boys identify with this kid. And when I say boys, you don't have to necessarily mean, in their 20s or teens. I expect such behavior from a kid that comes from a single household. But when you got men close to my age or older, and I'm a 50-year-old man, that's a sad state of affairs. If you're online making money off of his name, you're just tweaking the algorithm and making money. That's what you're doing. If you can't stand Devin Haney, I don't understand what's wrong with you, because all I see is the work and all I see is the accomplishments. I say that time and time again. And their name are linked together, but unfortunately, they could have fought at least 5 times. And I'm being nice by saying 5 times. They never fought because of this kid that I have in this meme running from police, stealing turkeys, and getting jumped by half-dressed women and police officers. And by the way, he's still on the run. There's a psychological disconnect with this kid. He's supposed to be releasing a documentary in reference to what happened with him and that lady at the Gentlemen's Club down in Miami. Now, this man has had a history of bad luck with women, but he finds himself in a relationship with a woman that works at a Gentlemen's Club. They have text to prove that he was being very aggressive by way of the text. And now they said video has surfaced where he did everything that was alleged. And now he's literally on the run. Well, not on the run, but he's they haven't been able to find him to issue him a summons, but he's supposed to be releasing this documentary. Tank, go get your summons and answer this, man, because it's going to get worse. It's going to turn into a warrant for your arrest. So happy Thanksgiving, but be thankful for what exactly? I'm no psychologist or psychiatrist, but you don't need to have your doctor's hat on or have a degree to understand that there's something wrong with this kid. But at this point, he's a grown man, he's a father, right? And you guys really need to stop babying this kid. I expect women to look past everything he does because they think he's cute. I expect that, but I expect that from a woman. Women make bad choices all the time. For example, I just mentioned how women, they accepted Uncle Sam rather than having an actual man in the house, because what a real man brings in a household is structure and organization. Women don't like structure. Uncle Sam was giving out free money, free food, free housing. And they say, okay, I'm struggle free. And I don't want no man telling me what to do. But Uncle Sam said, yeah, you can take all of this, the free lights, gas, and food, but you can't have no man in the house. And literally like 60, 70 years later, we have chaos. Y'all got all of that, but what was the result? The result was y'all complain that there ain't no good men out here, but y'all are reproducing with these men. The bad ones, because the good ones you didn't want anything to do with them. And I want y'all to follow me on this, because this is all in reference to Tank. Because Tank represents the dysfunction. He represents the dysfunction in our community, the Black community in particular. He's a result of that. Okay? He's a result of that. These women don't want structure in their life. And they produce these boys, and these boys, they go through puberty, they become men. I'm sorry, they're not men, they're grown adolescent. And just because their penis works doesn't mean that they can be fathers when they reproduce. I just saw, speaking of Chicago, I just saw a man trying to explain to the women in front of the school that it's not the school system's fault. We, the community, are raising these kids. Who's raising these kids? And every last one of those girls that assaulted that woman and her child, all I saw was women beefing and complaining. My kid is still good. They were just a victim of circumstance. They were following people. No. You should train your kid not to do that. I didn't see one father sticking up for their kid that jumped that woman, who was sickly, by the way. It was all of these women doing that. And they're arguing with this man in front of the school, and he did the right thing by saying, I'm not even going to talk to y'all. All of these high caliber women arguing with him, blaming the school. No, y'all raising these kids. And this chick, this 200-pound, 250-pound woman, as expected, she says, hey, you got dudes right there on the corner with their pants hanging below their butts. How are they contributing? Wait a minute. That's somebody's sons over there. So somebody failed. Ask them about their fathers. And I bet you they only know what you tell them. Those dudes ain't around. But wait a minute. Take it a step back. Those boys got there somehow, some way. You got pregnant and pumped them out. You're not married. You don't really love that dude. All of these kids are born out of situationships, not love. That's why we say marriage is important. Is it foolproof? No. But when you choose to, be with somebody in holy matrimony, that's a lifetime promise. Is it 100%? No, there's divorce all the time. But that is better than having a one-night stand and say, uh-oh, I'm late. He like, bye. You're trying to raise a child on your own. You can't raise no boy. No single mama can raise a boy properly. That boy is going to have some male influence in his life, whether it be at the YMCA, whether it be at church or at school, a mentorship program or something. He's going to need some male influence. Because when there's no male influence with these boys, you have anarchy. You do have these boys on the corner with their butts out, painting their fingernails. and you got grown adolescent fools like Tank Davis. Now, I'm no psychologist, I'm no doctor, I'm no psychiatrist, any of those, but I do know some things because I know a bunch of them, and I'm gonna take you through something. Now, this is the part of the video where I'll lose the grown adolescent beings with with short attention spans. I know you grew up on a steady diet of Ritalin and Prozac, but in my day, there was no Ritalin or Prozac. It was called an ass whooping. It was called that get right, switch from a tree, a belt, a shoe, a brush. Y'all call it abuse. But those ass whoopings I had when I was a child are the reason why I don't have a criminal record today. They're the reason why I respect my father and I respect my mother and I respected my elders. There's a reason for that. These kids don't have no respect. A group of 12-year-olds jumped a 30-year-old mother. Let's talk about it. Let's see who's still around to talk about this part of the video. You might say I'm hating on Tank, I'm dragging Tank. I want you to challenge me on this in the comment section. Because I always tell you, buffoons, stop me when I'm lying. Just look up what this pyramid is right here. Let's start from the bottom. Okay, this is what we call Maslow needs. Maslow needs. Starts out psychological needs. Breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. We all need that. What's the next step? Safety and security. What comes with that? Health, employment, property, family, and social ability. Now let me stop right there. Y'all talk about coming from a broken home, right? That part right there, I understand that Tank's parents had drug issues, which is why certain YouTubers say they identify with Tank. So you understand why he's beating on people and crashing into pregnant women and leaving a scene of crime and all this other stuff. You identify with that? Even if you come from Tank's exact upbringing and you didn't do that, explain to him. Well, you can't explain anything to him because he don't like you. If you tweet him in good faith to say, hey, Tank, man, I come from where you come from. You know what I mean? I'm praying for you, brother. You know, you got to do better. And he going to call you soft. And when you're speaking out of concern, you're a fan, but you're speaking out of concern because you don't want him locked up. You don't want him hurting himself. You don't want him getting hurt by somebody. He going to call you soft, so he don't even like you. So you can't talk to him. So when you say you identify with him, you stick up with him, you stick up for him unconditionally, I look at you strange. Because it's deeper than you just identifying with him. It's deeper than you appreciating his fighting style in the ring. I think there may be something else going on with him. But anyway, we're up to safety and security, health, employment, property, family, and social ability. Now, right there, I understand that Tank Davis, he's not a gangster, but the people around him were gangsters, and they were able to, I don't know what the relationship was, but they kept him out of the streets of Baltimore and into the gym. And they developed him into a professional fighter. I salute those brothers, and if there were sisters involved in that, I appreciate that too. Now, if you go to the next level up, it says love and belonging. Friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection. That's where he failed. Now, the dudes that raised him in the street, they also, I don't know their story either. But they don't know how to be parents either. They might have kids, but they don't know how to raise kids that are not of their own blood. I don't know Kenny and Cal's family structure, I don't know. But there's only so much they could do for Tank. Cal did the best he could. I'm not going to say that he, you know what? I'm going to say that they somewhat failed. Because when Tank got in trouble the first time and he was released into the custody of Cal. This is a grown man. And they said, okay, we're releasing you into his custody. And then he had got that apartment or something and moved everybody in it. And the judge was like, no, you're in violation of that. Y'all remember that? It's very vague to me. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But I always found that strange. Did he release? Am I wrong on that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section. Am I wrong on that? But it was strange. And whatever he had going on with that apartment, it was in violation of his probation. Friendship, family. His family's broken. Friendship. You hear him talking on stage. You hear how he talks to the fans. Stay on your side. Stay on your side. You sound soft. These are people that are on YouTube defending this kid when you can't defend him at all. And he gonna say that to him, his number one supporter? Friendship broken, family broken, intimacy. He's running around, he's knocking up these chicks. He don't know how to court a woman. He don't know how to pick a proper woman. Look who he's picking. And then when he gets involved with them, he's beating their ass. When you're a little boy in kindergarten, you get into a little shoving match with a little girl, you know, you have to learn self-control. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna hit her back because she hit me. You have to learn, okay, she's a girl. You got to walk away. You got to teach them early. You got to walk away because you can beat her up. Walk away, tell the teacher. The teacher has to tell her, and she has to tell the parents, look, she hit that boy. You better teach her to stop doing that, because if she keeps doing that, by the time she get to junior high school, somebody gonna hit her back. But you have to maintain control of yourself. So intimacy, he's running around, you know, sexing these chicks, not marrying them, making babies. He's putting himself at risk. This is the same thing Mike Tyson did. On his way to a heavyweight bout, he had an STD. He talked about that in his documentary, and he was burning. Remember that? Then you got a sense of connection right there. Who's he connecting with? Has he gotten therapy? Has he spoken to anybody? He sees Kenny and Cal there, but in the Lamont Roach fight, Coach Cal was there, but he wasn't there. Y'all all saw it. I'm like, what's going on in this camp? So let's review. You got psychological needs, safety and security, love and belonging. Then we go up to self-esteem, and this is where I'm going to stop right there. He has no self-esteem. The first word there is confidence. Uh-oh. Devin said he lacked confidence. Lamont Roach said he lacked confidence. Lamont Roach's father said he lacked confidence. Elijah Pierce said he lacked confidence. And all of y'all on the outside looking in and saying, y'all saying, really? No, but he's doing this, he's doing that, he's knocking people out. No, the man lacks confidence. He does. Everybody said that. And I saw it. But it's hard for a weak thinker to decipher because they just see him winning. But I looked at his chosen path and I'm like, nah. He's not fighting his contemporaries. Let me show you something. All of these faces here, he could have pulled the trigger on all of them. There's only 2 faces on here. And if you're new to the sport, I'm not going to help you out. But at any point at 135, he could have called these guys out. 126, 135, he could have called these guys out. At some point, from 135 all the way up to 140, he could have fought all of these guys. He didn't do it. Some of these guys are from different time periods, from 2016, 2017, 18, all the way up to now, before and after the pandemic. He didn't do it. So confidence, yeah. Achievement is false. Because if he was set in his career, and a career spoke for itself, that's an achievement in itself. He can't even stand on that. And that bothers him on the inside. Respect for others. Uh-oh. I just said he don't even respect the people that support him. You understand? He don't. He don't respect women, but he got daughters. What is a millionaire doing dating a bottle girl that works at a strip club, and then you're demanding that she be loyal to you? And I'm not saying it's wrong to demand loyalty, but look at who you're choosing to be with. She needs, okay, Tank, by way of the numbers, you're supposed to be a high value man. But your maturity level, your lack of confidence, your false achievements knocks you all the way down. You just a YN with a lot of money. That's why you in strip clubs dating bottle girls. Sidebar, ladies. Is he dating down? I'm going to say yes. He's dating down. But anyway, that's another conversation. But look at that under self-esteem. The need to be a unique individual. He wants to be different so bad. And he got all of y'all fooled. Boxing Shigo, the bearded lady, did a 4-page love letter about this dude. He talked about chrome hearts and tattoos and braids. All of this stuff that you're really not even supposed to be thinking about in boxing. I never cared about what Marvin Hagler was wearing. I never cared about how many, what dentist Sugar Ray Leonard went to. I never cared about who did Tommy Hearns Jerry curl because it was popping on fight night. Yeah, I'm that old. I never cared. Fight sign, when are we watching? He goes out of his way to be unique. He's perming his hair. He's doing this for attention. So that part of the pyramid where it says self-esteem, I want you to think about what I said. Then stop me when I'm lying. Now, you can fuss with me in the comment section. You can, but I know what I'm looking at. At the top, you see it says self-actualization. Morality. Does he have morals? He has daughters, but he's beating on women. Creativity. Is he creative, or is he dressing like every other YN that I've seen? Spontaneity. I'm saying that wrong, but excuse me. Acceptance. He feels the need to be accepted. All of this, experience, purpose, meaning, and inner potential. All of this right here. All of this right here at the very top. His parents were supposed to instill this in him from birth. He doesn't have that. He was taken away from a situation where his parents weren't doing the best by him, and all they knew how to do was put him in the gym and keep him off the streets of Baltimore. In that aspect, that's a good thing. But who raised him how to be a man and make proper decisions and how to properly select a woman? You select a woman that's going to be the best mother for your children, not the best arm piece. Not the best looking chick that's going to look good when you walk down a block. He's still doing that. And he can't afford it. Now, a lot of this, y'all might not have watched the video this long, and that's all right. I expect as much. But this is your man. Drew, you always hating on Tank. All right, you want to put that coat on me? Fine. You can do that. You can do that. It's okay. It's okay. But I know what I'm looking at. They're trying to issue him a summons. They can't find him. For what? Physically assaulting a bottle girl at a strip club. Y'all told me, man, leave Tank alone. He's trying to get his money from Jake Paul. Then after that, he's going to spin the block and fight everybody. He ain't spending nothing because the man said he's retiring at the end of 2025. He's a liar because there was a 7-fight deal. And Shakur was on it. Devin was on it. What happened to that list? Y'all will make excuses for him. He's not fighting his contemporaries. I just showed you 15 faces. He ain't fighting none of those guys, and he could have did any and everything. He's not fighting his contemporaries. He's about to give you Jake Paul. Y'all told me leave him alone because he's going to make his bread with Jake Paul. I left him alone. And then instead of fighting Jake Paul for $40 million, what does he do? He drapes up a bottle girl for free. And now he might have to pay somebody $40 million. And he's no stranger to domestic violence. He's no stranger to that. Anybody that sticks up for this kid at this current point, there's something wrong with you. I'm not bullying this kid. I'm just pointing out the train wreck. This is the same thing I did when Mike Tyson couldn't stay out of the news. I'm like, why is he always outside? Stay your ass in the house, man. Why is he doing this to himself? You can't justify anything this kid is doing. All we did was comply. Leave him alone. Let the black man get money, baby. He don't want to break bread with any black man. Remember what he said to Shakur? Remember what he said to Lamont Roach? Giveth and I taketh away. And yeah, Shakur, you ain't getting no bread, whatever he said. He said, all right. So Shakur moved on, and he's getting that Turkey Al Sheikh money. Devin moved on. He's getting that Turkey Al Sheikh money while cementing his legacy, fighting through the hatred. You see the difference? Because Devin has a father in his life. You see the difference? And what's Tank doing? He's about to fight for his life in a court of law. Y'all don't know. He might F around. Y'all not thinking about it right now because, you know, it's on the tip of your head. But I think he was already on probation, was he not? Right in your face, you might think, mess around and be like, oh, he's going to jail. He's about to go get 3 years. You listen, when Mike Tyson got locked up, swear to God, around my way, no one thought he was going to jail. They said, oh, yeah, they might bang the gavel on him, but, you know, he might go in for like maybe 3 months and get out. Nope. They hit him with it. I said, oh, man, they gave it to him. But you know what? Although he went to jail on some garbage, let me be very clear. Jail for Mike Tyson was probably the best place for him at that point in his life because it slowed him down. He was really outside doing too much. They say Allah's a perfect planner. They say God works in mysterious ways. Mike Tyson was a lot safer in prison. He had time to reflect. He had time to think about his actions. And he's still not perfect. But he was away from everything. He was way too distracted. And we might be looking at the same thing with Tank Davis. The difference is Tank is a coward. And even if he goes sit down for 24 months or 12 months, I don't trust him to come out and fight anybody of note and make an impact. Because this is Tank Davis. People have moved on. He's a mark now, and it's going to be worse. If he's away from the ring for another year or two, a year or so, who is he coming back to fight? Let me put this list up for you again. Who's he coming back to fight? Gary Russell? I heard Loma's coming back. He can't beat Loma. You know why I say that? Because if he could beat Loma, Floyd would have took the dog collar off and he'd have did it. He can't beat Teofimo Lopez. He can't beat Keyshawn Davis. George Kambosos more than likely is retired. He can't beat Shakur. Gary Russell, Jorge Linares, I think he's retired. Right? Mikey Garcia is retired. The only thing sitting there is Lamont Roach. Regis Prograis is probably going to be retired. Josh Taylor's retired. What about Roach? You got to run that back. That's hanging over his head. And by then, Roach should probably be 2 or 3 fights up. Maybe he's won all of them. He's fighting Isaac Cruz. I think he's going to win that. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? And like I said, I'm not going to do all the work for y'all, but there's 2 young guns there that y'all ain't even paying attention to. One fought over this weekend and did exceptionally well. Tank don't want no smoke. And if he's away for a year or 2, you could just pack it up, man. You could just pack him up. It's over. It's over for him. Now, I know y'all think I can't stand the kid. Nah, you know what really it is? I can't stand his moves. I just want to see if he was really better than everybody. But, you know, me asking these kids to do their job nowadays is considered hate. I don't understand that. That's like you haven't had an album from your favorite artist and then you see them somewhere outside and say, hey, man, I'm a big fan. Hey, man, when you going to drop a new album, man? I love your music. Man, why you stop rushing me, man? The fuck? Y'all asking for too much. Meanwhile, he ain't put out nothing in 2 years. And he mad at you because you want more of his products because you want to spend money. Wouldn't that change your whole outlook? But no, y'all still love this kid. He's not fighting the best, but y'all just love him. I've seen all of y'all work. I see y'all get on panels and discuss this kid. All of you tankomaniacs, you guys are fucking retarded. You are. You guys are retarded. Y'all are in the closet. Y'all are homosexuals. I know. Look, I know it when I see it, man. You guys act like women over this guy. Everybody out here doing work except him. But y'all celebrate this. What is it? Yeah, I know. I know what it is. Get right with yourself. You ain't fooling me. Now, I know you may think I hate this kid. No, I just hate how he moves. And his fan base are a bunch of retards. That's just it. Some of these YouTubers are just making money off of his name. And the rest of y'all, I mean, these guys are like Pied Pipers. And y'all just running around listening, trying to get talking points. This kid is not the goods. He's not. He had ample time to prove it. He just didn't do it. I'm following fighters that are doing things. That's how I've always been. So happy Thanksgiving to y'all. If you had a long enough attention span, this may have made sense to you. But on my end of things, my brothers and sisters in the LDBC, in the Strong House, we celebrate and support fighters that are actually getting things done. You just celebrate fighters because you want to get done. You pillow biters. Hit the like button. Share the video. Subscribe. Bronx on deck.